Hello, everybody. Hope you are all doing good. Um, so we have some people, 19 people in the room. Great. Who is here? Douglas Johnson. Hello. Can somebody confirm me everything working fine? Seems there is no problem. We may have 30 seconds of latency. Caneric is here. Hi. Delirium, all working good. Includes. Perfect. Bonjour, everybody. Great to see you all here. So, think I'm going to do a quick stream. I'm quite tired today, got headache and stuff, but yeah, we still got interesting stuff to talk about. So we're going to talk about them. Before I forget, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video if you like it, or wait till the end. And yeah, take a look at my Twitter if you didn't yet. I don't post a lot thing on Twitter, but some interesting stuff. For example, I shared that this week because Edward Snowden talked about Bitcoin, and it reminded me of his post on March 2020 at the absolute bottom of the crash, in fact, where he tweeted about Bitcoin. And yeah, I remember seeing this and say, okay, if Snowden says this, he's not talking a lot about it. It might be a good indication, and it was. And yeah, recently, just making fun of Nouriel Rubini, which is quite a Bitcoin bear, comparing his tweet in 2019 where he was making fun of Bitcoin crash and stuff, and he's doing it again. And on the same vibe, I saw a tweet from Peter Schiff, again, a well-known Bitcoin bear and gold bull. So he was talking about Bitcoin crash and gold was not done and stuff. So he said, yeah, good. I think I got a count about gold. In fact, it's a good short right now. So I shared it on Twitter, and yeah, the short is doing well for now. So I obviously taking some profit here, putting the stop above, letting the rest run for the lower target, but now it's like a risk-free trade. So yeah, that's it for the little publicity. Can as well take a look at Luxury Twitter. He shared some interesting setup. Chose Twitter as well. Senti as well. In fact, yeah, he shared a good shot yesterday. No, today. Right, 28. Yeah, that was before it happened. So yeah, that's it. Now, taking a look at what I said last week, I was expecting a bit more sideways before reaching the lower targets, but if you remind, which align more or less with the POC and the 886 replacement of this move. So we got good influence in this area. So yeah, I may have been a bit wrong on the lower time frame count on targets, but overall that was that's also why sometimes it's good to zoom out of your chart. Don't get too much focus on the lower time frame or mid time frame, and remember the overall area of interest. And yeah, we had our POC from this consolidation and this one, which was interesting, and the 1-1 extension, which make a channel here, and this is exactly where we bounce. Just I don't think it could be more perfect from this point of view. Who is here? Get fucked. Hi, Lunkus. Bonjour. Basketballs. You destroyed Peter. Yeah. Yeah, that's a. Let's say I destroyed him, but this kind of guy are a bit like con artists, you know. They always, I don't know what's the goal, but it's like they always tweet at the worst moment, the worst opinion. And stupid stuff. But here they are still getting like 640,000 followers. But anyway, so yeah, now that we bounced here, as is suggested the YouTube picture I made. The question now is it time to buy? Did we find a low yet? Or do we still have a lower low to make? Are we going to break the low? Last week I shared my bias that I was I say this. It's not a conviction, but my gut feeling was saying that we will not break the low before finding a bottom. Now I'm a bit less confident about this. Things change, and yeah, we got to do with the data we got. And I got a new count that I didn't really saw before. I didn't share last week. In fact, it's a count that Luxury shared with me. And yeah, I'm going to talk about it. So let's shift on the Bybit chart. And it is here. We don't need this. So the count in question is an ending diagonal for the wave C. Yeah, before I continue, forget, in case you are new to the channel, overall, I'm looking at a 1, 2, 3, finishing a wave 4 here and going for a final big wave of this bull run. So we are looking to find the end of a wave 4 here, an Elliott wave, A, B, C. And for the C, in fact, we might be seeing an ending diagonal. And this count worked pretty well. It fixed some issue. I got to find correct counts. Because ending diagonal, it's a 5 waves moves, but instead of each impulse wave, so the 1, the 3rd, and the 5th, being subdivided in 5 waves, they can be subdivided in zigzag, in 3 waves like this. So A, B, C, A, B, C. And yeah, this worked pretty well. In terms of time as well, here wave 1 and wave 2 are the same time. I think quite precisely, take the flip time here. So yeah, we got the 1-1 here. So wave 2 took the same time as wave 1, which is a good indication. Tick tick. And wave 3, proposed wave 3, is about 1 and 123. So about the same length as well, which is good. And here I can read an ABC. We didn't quite reach a 1-1 extension, but still looking like a good ABC. And so if that count is correct, now we are working on a wave 4 correction. We did reach minimum retracement already. I believe we can go up to the 382. So reminder, this is how much we retrace the wave 3. And yeah, I kind of feel it's highly probable that we will break this dotted trend line here, because yeah, it will bring liquidity. It will break a descending resistance, which will likely bring a bit of FOMO. So we're gonna take a look after if we can start to read something here. I don't know exactly how correction will play. It can stay sideways, you know. Doesn't have to go higher. Kind of feel it's gonna go higher. Will it play as a simple, like just a simple zigzag like this? Maybe, but it can take many different paths. Can be a WXY, can form a triangle. Yeah, many things. And so yeah, if that count is correct, then the fifth wave could take the low here and just do a swing failure pattern. It can go a bit beyond. Here when we draw an ending diagonal, we want the general look to be looking like a wedge. But the fifth wave doesn't have to reach the trend line here, and it can go a bit beyond it. There is one rule: if it go beyond, is at as wave 3 here is smaller than the first wave, and wave 3 never can be the smallest of the 3 impulse. That means that the fifth waves here must be smaller than wave 3. So here, if I take a fib tool, and let's say it's come back up here, it means that it can't go beyond 21, but could come to the 25 or something, and it could still stay higher than those low. So I think this count is becoming my favorite now. Of course, the other one are not totally invalidated. This one suggested that we did reach the end of the correction. I don't feel like we really reached the end. So it's not the one I favor. This one still works as well. There is not a lot of difference. But yeah, the big difference is we should be able to read 5 waves down instead of an ABC for the final fifth. But we will still be working on a higher degree wave 4. Just that it come from not the same point, so it could retrace a bit more higher than on the ending diagonal. And then the wave 5 is a bit the same. It can be really small or a bit longer. So that's for it. That's something ending. That's an alternative count, but just saying it could be done as well, so I don't feel it is. If we were to be bearish, we could see an acceleration, not even an acceleration, but yeah, there's always an alternative path. I don't feel this one likely, so I'm not going to talk much about it. There's one alternative I will talk about right now. It's a triangle one. Yeah, this is something I always had in mind, but I mean, yeah, we'll see. This triangle just mean we will keep ranging here again for the year. Still mean we can rise for 6 months and probably get a pullback. And for this one, the C could come a bit lower if we got to. So yeah, general idea. But yeah, it can be a triangle like this, which mean we move up and we pull back. But if it's like the another count, like the flat here, we might see the same kind of thing. Meaning if we see a first impulse and then we should be able to see a good pullback for wave 2. Because this will be the first impulse of the macro wave 5 and we should be seeing a good pullback then for the subwave 2 before going for the strongest wave. The big difference with the triangle count is that instead of being impulsive here, and so seeing a good volume and supposedly easily readable 5 waves up, we might see something more corrective and volume a bit less important. And so we could see things, yeah, get tight and get a little bit more boring. Let me check the comment a bit. Okay, do you see 33.3K before we go higher? Uh, 33.3. Yeah, the low here. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this, the lower time frame. If we have 4 breaks 42K, does your count get invalidated? 42K here. No, it doesn't really get invalidated. If it's an ending diagonal, we still want things to we want the two trend line to converge. So we don't really want to see a channel, which we would likely see. But in that case, I will probably flip back to that count. And it can come to 42, 44K. Obviously, as soon as we reclaim this kind of area, so you could see traps here, maybe go a bit higher here. But if we start to reclaim that area, obviously become less likely that we continue down. If we already see something like this. But ultimately, the true invalidation for this wave 4 is just top of wave 1 here. So yeah, I would say unless we reclaim it, this range, I don't see invalidation from our downside. I think we are likely not going much higher than here, but who knows? Jenny, it feels a bit that everyone on Twitter is expecting a liquidity grab from below that low, so might not get hit. Are you talking about this local low we got here or the low of June? Not sure which one you're talking about. For this one, for me, we're going to take it because I think that's at best a local selling climax. And I will change my mind again if we do reclaim this, because at that point it looked like a deviation, and yeah, take this the way. Now you're talking about the June low. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, last week I said I feel we will not get it. Now I'm less confident we will not get that low, but we might not take it. It is more bullish to get a running flat. So a running flat is a flat that where the C wave doesn't take the E wave. It's more bullish because it's suggesting more strength in the market. At the same time, taking the low, it can be a good liquidity grab and give a lot of strength. But on that macro picture, if we don't take it, it means that there might be big player trying to push into this liquidity and being front run by other big player taking the liquidity before it being reached. But yeah, I think there's still a lot of people that will be in big fear if we get below here, especially if on the lower time frame you start to see 25k and something like this. Yeah, I'm gonna be fair. But there is not much open interest on derivative, so there is no much liquidation to be taken. Maybe stop and fear. Now, should I flip on the low time frame yet? I think I'm going to talk on the lower time frame later. There's a few things I wanted to talk about on the macro. Yeah, we can take a look at this. This is good, really good sign. A few really good signs. So network realized profit and losses, showing still that there was a lot of coin sold for loss in this last move. So there is some kind of capitulation. And we can see this wells. So the one I wanted to see, why is this not? Come on. Oh, I know, it's always buggy. Here we go. So the 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin wallets are significantly increasing here, especially since on this last move down. So this is very positive for me, from my point of view. That's what I talked about during all the downtrend, and we are seeing it right now. So as you see here, it doesn't mean it can't make a lower low. And even them maybe will panic a bit. And eventually we will see like a vertical rise when we started our new impulse. Because I remind you that was very low, so that was the first, that was wave one. of the new trend. And so, yeah, it would be nice to see the same kind of thing. Final low. And then when the first wave one start, we're seeing this kind of vertical stuff that will be extra confluence. Bitfinex is mostly on the buy side. It's not still not extremely high. We even have a bit of selling here. But yeah, mostly in the green, so it's a good sign that Bitfinex Wells seems to be buying. And we can see that on their holding as well. There is no significant new supply coming since 22, so before the last drop. And we are seeing just positive increase. That's good. The heat map is not as clear as been in the past. And you can see here we had like a 558 and 8 Bitcoin wall just here at 30k. That was never touched, but that's significant volume on a little spread Bitfinex. So for me, it show here there is defense above 30k. It is not here anymore, but it can come back if the bid was there during the downtrend. There was ready to defend it, in my opinion. So that's a good sign as well. It's not as clear as it might be sometime when you see large wall like this. But yeah, there is a good sign. And GBTC, that was a bit the worrying side for me. We're seeing, so yeah, I talked about this last week. We're seeing a 25% discount on GBTC, which is concerning because it's a gateway for traditional investor to get into Bitcoin. I'll let you look about it if you don't know, but the Grayscale investment fund being at a 25% discount, it means that anybody in the USA, which is either a retail investor or a bank or institutional fund or whatever, can buy Bitcoin for a 25% discount. So if they believe that we are going up, they should be buying here, and it should not stay at a 25% discount. At the same time, it means that there is some kind of capitulation because there is also retails buying into GBTC. And we know the discount started really when you started to see ETF funds and stuff like this. So there is probably a migration. But still, I would like to see this rise a bit. And there is a cost with holding GBTC because they hold BTC for you, but they charge something like, I don't remember, 1% or whatever a year. So they're selling a bit of the BTC holding right now, very slightly. So surely it's maybe not the best thing if you want to invest in Bitcoin for the long term. But if you believe it's gonna rise in the year to come, yeah, why wouldn't they not buy here? So I think I'm going to take a look at the GBTC chart then, to see if we can see something here. Preliminary signs, because we might be just in a kind of capitulation on GBTC. And in fact, yeah, maybe institution, big financial company are buying the fear of a retail trader, capitulating. But overall, yeah, so GBTC, there is already one fact, the all-time high of, the ATH of 2018 was here, and we are consolidating just in this area because it was at a 100% premium at that time. So we are consolidating at the same level. We are seeing the same wave pattern here with a 1, 2, 3, and potentially an ABC. We're reaching the 1, 1 extension. We reach the 382 on a log scale. We are into the golden zone on a linear scale, about to reach the 1, 1 extension. There's one thing here you can note is that the top of wave 1 is here, and we are getting really close to it. And so in theory, in Elliott wave, wave 4 should not overlap the top of wave 1. So we should, in theory, if it comes to the 50%, it invalidates the wave 4. I don't know here because it's grayscale, so it's a bit particular. Maybe we just barely overlap it and bounce on the 50 if we see a bit more down here. But I will prefer this to stop here. If it starts to come lower, it's not good, of course. Now on the volume, we can clearly see so decreasing volume on the downtrade, increasing volume on the new trend, decreasing on the pullback. We're seeing increasing on the first impulse. So this is debatable. I personally believe that it was supposed to be a 1, 2 here, and we started the new impulse, and COVID just fucked up the chart. But overall, yeah, we are seeing good volume here on this impulse, the third one, and decreasing volume on potential wave 4. So volume-wise is looking pretty good. If we zoom in a bit, can I? I'm gonna do something with this. Okay, hide. So what we can see is a really spike of volume here. So coming into the bottom and in the break. Then we're seeing bit of spike of volume coming into the top, absorption, and then we are seeing a spike of volume again here. So we really have, and yeah, we had decreasing volume going into the top. Lack of participation for the top. But overall, we are seeing the spike of volume coming into the bottom and to the top here. And now we are starting to see a spike of volume again. So are we building a bottom? Which I think we are. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a good sign, but it's possible we just saw the selling climax here. In fact, we are seeing a bit of, significant volume coming here. So in this area. So that might be the early entrant, preliminary support, and selling climax here. So for me, it looked pretty good, but it means we may still be building a range and take the low again, or maybe not. But we might for a secondary test, and it can take several weeks here. But overall, yeah, if we're looking at this chart, I'm seeing positive signs. It will be better to not rate too much lower. So we'll see if the premium stabilized and decrease, or the discount decrease. And yeah, and looking as well at the CME chart, because it's one of the the biggest derivative for Bitcoin now. Got a lot of open interest. Oh, we are seeing kind of the same thing. Yeah, let me hide the chart and just look at the volume. We're seeing increase in volume, decrease, a big spike here. Overall, we are seeing here decrease, increase with a few spike. And again, decrease, and here we are seeing a spike. What does that give us with the chart? We are seeing decreasing volume coming into the fifth wave of the macro 3. We are seeing here the increase of volume coming into the wave, first wave of the correction, and the spike at the bottom, and spike on the break here, on the breakaway gap. Now we are seeing a spike here at the intermediary top, and increase of volume coming at the top with a decreasing speed, decreasing candle spread, suggesting absorption by sellers. And even divergence in volume at the top, pretty clear. And now we are seeing again an increase of volume coming at the bottom, maybe. Volume chart, it's showing pretty clear things for me. For now it's just a spike. Could be good if we are seeing, like I suggested, wave 4 and wave 5. Like still good volume coming here. Let's delete all of this. Yeah. So that's was two chart interesting for the oops. The other view, the view from institutional side, maybe. Yeah, not the gap as well. We just retested this breakaway gap. Runaway gap. So yeah, maybe you see this gap might be retested for the wave 4 here. Okay, I got weird comments. Vor and go, view FY high. Okay, I will keep going. So yeah, here I cover most of what I can read on this time frame. So now there's this that I shared with the crew at Toros this week. If I try to foresee a bit of a range building here, I believe that's what we are doing, just building a range and potentially accumulation range from a Wyckoff point of view. So it depends how high we rise here. Maybe all of this might be just a preliminary support, as we are seeing significant volume, and And I think we were seeing, well, yeah, not so much. But for now, yeah, that's how I read it. So we are seeing, yeah, good volume coming into the preliminary support. So big players starting to buy, close their shorts. And for me, all of this range that we were being reading got a small range here with the preliminary support, selling climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, UT, and a spring. And so yeah, when I can read quite a clear small time frame range like this, it formed for me the selling climax, all of this. And then we got a big influx of volume on this rise on like every exchange, I believe, or most of the one I checked. And this is really suggesting big interest, whales or market makers really changing the trend, going into a short squeeze. So we have a change of character here into the first time we see such a strength in the opposite direction since then. And so for me, this is a characteristic of an automatic reaction going to into a short squeeze, into first buyers. Okay, we got significant selling volume here. This also volatility and high volume we see recently during the Fed meetings. There's like a big bump during the Fed meeting, especially when you look at a low time frame chart candles that being fed off. I'm not sure exactly what caused all of this, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, good volume at the top, good volume at the bottom. I think we might be developing a range here, and I kind of feel that we will come lower on this corrective move, on this correction. I feel we will not break that low for now, as we are working on a higher degree wave 4. I think it will develop for a bit, and yeah, potentially finishing the wave 5 on the spring like this. We'll see. This is really early to... Still early, but yeah, I could see something like this develop. On the lower time frame, yeah, share that. Elliott wave count, I can clearly see 5 waves coming here. As we got significant volume changing the trend again, I believe we have more down to come. And ultimately, I would like us to retest here the POC down there. You know, that's the POC from this range here. And I think, yeah, I'm not sure about the count here. I will be wrong if we do come back above this high. I mean, it can still be a flat to see, but if we start to break above here, there will probably be something wrong in my count. But right now, I'm really interested into a pullback down here. Not sure exactly where. We'll be able to take the fib extension when we get a final high. If it was here already, can see the 1-1 extension coming really low. So I could see things coming really low. As we getting such say big move like this, bringing FOMO, the more big player I build push down, the more they will get high leverage liquidation and fear. And the more we are pushing to the low, the more fear will build back quickly. So we can, yeah. And as overall we are in a corrective move, it's not totally impossible. I don't know, we do something like this. Personally, I don't think we will take the low of January 24 on this correction if it come, and I will be a buyer most of this area here. I'll have spread a bit of limit bids down here, and I will look for higher leverage long if I can read. It will not. It might be not really easy to read, but if I can read the 5 waves down clearly, I might take a bigger long with higher leverage and tighter and validation. But overall, yeah, overall I'm a buyer here. I'm a buyer here to go, I think, at least to the 40. Come on, what am I doing? To go at least to the 40,600. Oh my gosh, my brain is not working correctly. so confused. So yeah, and potentially a bit higher. We'll see how it goes if it happens. But for me, all of this area is buy. With prudence, as always, risk management is the most important thing, as the only thing we really control is how much we lose. So I will keep a stop loss below that low. If it does break, I will not be into fear. I will look to buy back, maybe just a bit below if it is. And if I get like something like this and I got to come back higher, I will. But for protection, I will keep my stop below here because I don't think this low will be taken. There's still the alternative things that I think I talked about, not today. That the either here we might still beat some kind of trappy wave 4 of the smaller degree. And we have just one small here. 5 to finish before starting the bigger 4. It really looks like it's finished, but that's why, yeah. There's any question? Kalen, do you believe that we take out the 2021 lows for potential deviation from the range? I think I talked about this. 2021, that lows, January. That's a low. So as I said earlier, last week my gut feeling told me that we will not take the 28,800 low here on Bybit. That way we'll find a bottom up here. I'm less confident, and I think it's possible that we will take this low. I don't know. I'm just less confident we will not take that. And yeah, if you look back at the beginning, I talked about that ending diagonal, that one can finish above or below it, or just at it. Maybe do a triple bottom. Well, last. Are you planning to short wave B or wait for wave C to long? I'm more into looking for longs right now. Obviously, we got clear validation, so we are into a range here. Looking for short up here is not a bad idea. It's just I don't have the energy to stay focused on the chart and check everything. And I still got my my short for 65k. And yeah, I mean, we did good trades here. I'm feeling more like not overtrending, taking care of all the stuff I got to do. But yeah, I could maybe, I don't know, maybe I will take a shot on my phone if I see a good rejection. I know the invalidation is above the high, so yeah, why not? But this volume happening here for me tell me start to look more for long than for short now. And I'm still long. I went long a bit late because I was looking for one last wave down. And so when I saw this volume here and my smaller time frame can get invalidated, I got into long into this candle, into several others. A bit of profit taken up here. So I'm looking to compound. But yeah, maybe I don't know, something wrong in my count, and we are in a 1-2 and going up right now. For me, it feels like we are in a wave B still, or some kind of corrective move here. So yeah, I hope that answers the question. I would, in normal term, look for shorts up here with invalidation above this high. And if anything, if we forget about Elliott, you know, as we kind of take another chart here, maybe, okay. Take a 4-hour chart. Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, we really got our, yeah, I think a range developing here. So, you know, sometimes we do stuff like this. But overall, yeah, I think we are on, as we change the trend, we stop the downtrend and we are changing the trend, so we can expect a range. Day and thanks again, dinner time. It was really good to refresh my mind with a big picture here. Good. And well, yep, it answered the question. Thanks you a lot, Mr. Poole. You are welcome, everybody. So I think I'm gonna finish this here. I don't have anything else. I didn't think so. A few data, but we know about them. And yeah, we are seeing negative funding. Low open interest. Looking at this, it's looking good for bottom information, but just the beginning of it. So is it time to buy? To answer the question of the stream, I think it's time to look for buys more than shorts. But don't have to necessarily rush into too much risk. And, yeah, just trade the chart as it is. On this, I wish you a good evening or good day, depending when you are watching this and where. Try to take some moment of the chat to clear your mind. You know, sometimes just not thinking about the chart and coming back on a clear chart item frame, you seeing new things. So the weekend is a good time to spend time with your loved one or go outside, get fresh air, physical activities and stuff. Don't forget, the only things you control in the market is how much you lose, so risk management is always key. Have a good weekend, everybody, and see you soon. And thank you for participating in all your comments. Bye.